ControlShift's efforts feature allows your organization to run a national or international campaign with many local petitions targeting local decision makers and run by local leaders. For more information about setting up an effort, including the various settings available to admins, please see the other help documentation we've provided. In this video, we'll focus on the supporter experience of efforts, including allowing supporters to be recruited to lead admin-chosen petitions, allowing supporters to add their own petition targets, and recruiting signatures for existing petitions within the effort. Before we dive in, let's talk about the two public lookup pages for efforts. The first page, the page that we're currently looking at, is the efforts landing page. The main element on this page is the map of campaigns. This is where your supporters or other site visitors can see the full reach of the national or international campaign you're running. Each of the points on the map refers to a decision maker. These decision makers may have full petitions already created, or they may be decision maker records where there is not yet a petition, but admins have decided that they want to target that decision maker. Either way, as a site visitor, I can get a sense for the full scope of the campaign. The other effort lookup page is the efforts hub page. The hub page uses a list view of petitions instead of a map. If site visitors scroll through this page, they'll be able to see all of the fully created petitions that are part of this effort. Like with the efforts landing page, supporters can search for their location on this effort hub page to see the closest campaigns to them. For both of these pages, there are various pieces of text that the organization can customize to provide additional context about this broader effort and why a supporter who's just landed on one of these pages might be interested in taking action. At the top of this hub page, you'll see the effort's description. This text is configured during the effort setup process. The same text is also used on the home page if you choose to feature this effort in the Featured Campaigns section of the home page. On the efforts landing page, there are two pieces of customizable content. The first is the landing page welcome text. This text is also used to provide more context about what this national or international campaign is and why someone who has landed on this page may wish to get involved. The second piece of text is the how this works text. This is generally a more generic description of how an effort fits together, that there will be many local petitions and they will all contribute to a national or international win. Like with the efforts hub page, you can customize both of these pieces of text from the efforts admin settings. For more information about where to go to customize these pieces of text, check out the articles and videos in our Help Center. With that initial information out of the way, let's dive into the supporter experience of efforts. We'll start with just signing a petition within the effort, and then move on to becoming a leader of a petition. Within the effort, as a supporter who has landed on either of the effort lookup pages, my first step is to enter my zip code or my city to find the closest petitions to me. When I click the lookup button, I'll be brought to this page, which lists some campaigns that are happening near me. The top of this list will include the closest campaign to me, but I'll also be able to see some other petitions that are located nearby. When I see a petition I want to sign, I can click the Sign the Petition button, which will bring me to the petition's signature page. From here, I enter my normal signature details to add my name to this campaign. Keep in mind that efforts are made up of individual petitions. Each petition has its own signature count and its own mailing list, but the signature counts for individual petitions will also roll up into the effort-wide signature count, helping you demonstrate the full impact of your effort, while still allowing individual petition leaders to use the normal petition leader tools. As a signer, I can also find my closest campaign from the Efforts Hub page, the page that has a list instead of a map. Just like with the Efforts landing page, I can enter my city or my postcode to find my closest campaign. From here, I'll again see campaigns that are happening nearby, as well as some that are happening further away. When I see a campaign I want to sign, I can click its title to be brought to the individual petition page. This will allow me to enter my signature details and be added to this petition's mailing list. Now let's talk about recruiting a supporter to lead one of these petitions locally. The first thing to know about leader recruitment is that leaders can only be recruited from the efforts landing page. If you send them to the hub page that has the list of campaigns, they won't be given the prompt to become a leader. If you want to recruit a local leader, they must be sent to the effort's landing page or map page. As a site visitor and prospective petition leader, I get started the same way I would if I were looking for a petition to sign, by entering my postcode or city into the search box and clicking the Lookup button. From here, I'll see the closest petition to me, as well as a list of other petitions I might also be interested in signing. You can see that unlike the previous example, I now have two options: to either become a leader or to just sign the petition. The reason I see two options here is because this admin chosen target, which does not yet have a local leader, does have a full petition. When admins add decision makers to an effort, they'll be automatically asked if they want to pre-create petitions or not. If you pre-create a petition, your supporters will have the option of becoming the leader or just signing the petition. If you choose not to pre-create petitions, as we've done for this target, your supporters will only see the option to become a local leader until someone steps up to lead the campaign and create an associated petition for this decision maker. We generally recommend creating petitions for efforts that are targeting a limited number of decision makers. However, you can use your best judgment when setting up an effort. Let's return to the previous option. From here, I have both choices, to either become a leader or to just sign the petition. If I'm interested in signing the petition, I can click that button to go to the flow we've just talked about. Even though this petition doesn't have a local leader, I'm still able to sign this petition and add my name to the list. Once a local leader steps up, they'll be able to contact anyone who signed the petition, even if the signatures happened before they became the leader. If I instead decide that I want to become the leader, I can kick off the recruitment process. The What Will I Need to Do link will allow me to get some basic information about what's expected of petition leaders in this effort. As an admin, you can customize this text to provide specific examples if you'd like to. If that sounds good to me, I can click the I'll Be a Leader button. This page gives me some basic encouragement, and it can also provide some additional details for your petition leaders. This text is also customizable within the effort's admin settings. When I click Commit as Leader, I'll be asked to log in or create a new account. Once I've logged in, I'll see a page that asks me to confirm the text of my petition. When you're configuring the effort, you can choose whether you want your petition leaders to see this prompt, or if you'd prefer to just send them to the next step. Because of the way this effort is configured, I'm asked to review the petition text first. You can see that the first two fields, the who and the what, are grayed out. That means that I'm not able to change the text that's been pre-chosen by admins. The why is this important field is not grayed out. That means that I'm able to update it if I wish to. I can add a personal story or some other information that will allow me to customize the petition and add my own voice to it. Once I'm done reviewing this text and making any customizations that I'm allowed to make, I can click the Save button, which will bring me to the effort's training page. This is a very powerful page where admins can set specific expectations for petition leaders, provide them with additional context about how they fit into this national or international effort, and potentially provide them with additional resources that they can use if they have questions or if they get stuck. It's important to know that the main content of this page is visible to the petition creator after they leave this recruitment flow. The information in the sidebar is only visible at this time. Once I move beyond this page, I won't be able to look back on the sidebar information. So if you have any information that you want a petition creator to have going forward, maybe contact information for staff or links to resources hosted elsewhere, you'll want to put it in the main page content instead. At this point, I can click the I'm Ready button to move to the petition page itself. I'm now the leader of this local campaign. If anyone in my community has questions about this campaign, I'm the person they can reach out to get more information. If the organization expects me to open a dialogue with my decision maker, I'm also the person who they'll be leaning on to do that. I also have access to all of the normal petition creator tools, even though I didn't really create this petition myself. The decision maker was pre-chosen by admins, and much of the text was pre-written by the organization as well. However, I still have access to this petition's leader tools. I also have access to the training tab, which allows me to look back on the main content of the training page that we just talked about. This is where you can provide additional resources, information about who to contact if someone gets stuck, and any other information that you want to communicate to your petition leaders. The final way that supporters interact with an effort is by adding their own targets or their own decision makers to the effort. You can see that flow if we go back to the effort's landing page and search for a location where there are no decision makers nearby. You can see that there are no pre-existing campaigns and there are no decision maker records that have already been identified by the organization. When a search has no matching decision makers or petitions, you can choose whether your supporters will be able to add their own targets or whether they should just be asked to search again. If you have a close set of decision makers, let's say members of parliament or members of Congress, and you've already added all of them to the platform, you likely won't want to allow your supporters to add additional targets because you already know who all of the people you want to target are. However, let's say you're running an effort targeting mayors and you've pre-uploaded the mayors of the top 50 most populous cities in your country. You may also want to allow someone to bring this campaign to their smaller city or town. If you want to allow a supporter to add their own targets, you can configure that from the effort's admin page. Again, check our other help documentation for more information. For this effort, supporters are allowed to add their own decision makers, and I can do so by clicking the I'll be a leader button. At this point, you'll see the recruitment series starts out the same. I see the same encouragement text as someone who's agreeing to lead a petition targeting an admin-chosen decision maker. However, when I click to commit as a leader, I will be asked to provide some information about my new decision maker. The fields that I see here may change based on what admins have chosen to collect about decision makers. A decision maker name is required, but their location, phone number, and email address are all optional, and you can decide whether you need that information for a successful campaign. Once I've entered decision maker information, I can click to save. At this point, I'll be brought to the review text. You can see that the information I entered in my decision maker record has been added to the default text that was set up by administrators. The name of the decision maker is pre-filling as well as the location. As with someone who's agreeing to lead a campaign targeting an admin-chosen target, I may have the ability to make some edits to petition text if the organization decides to grant me that privilege. For this particular effort, I'm allowed to write my own why text and customize the petition title. However, in this effort, the what field is predetermined by admins. Regardless of how admins have configured the effort, the who field is always locked. It's based explicitly on the decision maker record and cannot be changed. When I'm ready, I can click Save, and this will bring me to a review page where I can make sure that my petition looks the way I want it to. I can then click Next to go to the training page. Again, this is where I can find information about expectations for petition leaders, potentially resources to help me run a successful campaign, and maybe contact information for who to email if I get stuck. When I'm done, I can click I'm ready to be brought to the petition page. As with the other recruitment process, I am now listed as the campaign leader for this petition, and I have access to all of the normal petition leader tools. I also have access to the training page so I can look back on the specific information that's been provided to me. These three flows, which are signing a petition, becoming the leader of an admin-chosen target, or adding my own target, are the main ways that supporters interact with efforts. If you have any questions about efforts, feel free to reach out to the Control Shift support team or see the other articles in our Help Center. Thank you.